In the last episode, the inner spare part of strut which we had introduced in the last episode can be said to be the core in the suspension strut. Today, we are going to show you the assembly process of strut. Before assembling the outer thread, we need to use the cylinder boring machine to make inner diameter reach the standard size. Next, use polishing machine to make the inner surface roughness reach the standard to avoid the O-ring be worn by the rough surface. The assemblage of strut thread and bottom cover need to be completed by the specific machine. Quality control of bearing seat, assemblage of piston, and surface inspection of the axle, and so on, these are all significant. The allocation of damping of the axle will depend on the car model that our customer required to allocate it. Next, the locking nuts on the axle need to be glued by dispenser to make sure the amount on the glue in the nut is the same. The well-set axle must use the appropriate tool to lock the nut tightly, and make sure every locking nut is with the same torque force. After refueling the strut, we'll use the appropriate machine to lock the top cover tightly. Then inflate the strut, and use leak-proof screws to lock the air hole. After cleaning the grease on surface of the strut, we can paste the sticker of strut. To provide the best quality for customer, every component inside the strut, including oil seal, O-ring, wear plate, PTFE, oil items, and so on, all have to be tested from fatigue test machines and damping test machine. Then we can use these components in our mass production strut. The assembly of suspension, the spare part control staff has to pick up the correct spare part according to customer's order. Then the production line will assemble the spare parts. The finished suspensions will be checked by QC department. Make sure all the products meet the correct car model, and then we can start to pack and ship the products. Next episode: real car installation and test.